Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa with Junk Journal Gems. I've got some more of my vintage ladies journals. This is the last round of the vintage ladies ones that I'll have in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in these, I know they've been popular. So please, go out to my Etsy. I'll have that linked below for you. We'll go through each one of these. There's great similarities between them, but they are not identical. So I'm going to try to quick flip through to give you a peek of what they look like. I did have my act together. We'll start with this one. And did the measurements ahead of time and did the page counts for you. This one, pardon me, is 5 inches wide. And I'll just show you it's 5 wide by 7 3/4 high with a 1 1 inch spine. It has 84 pages in it. I have cleaned up each one of these books, pardon me, but I didn't scrub any more beyond what I did because you can actually damage the color of the imagery on the books and the color of the book cloth itself. But each of the books has been reinforced. I have fortified the spines, I've repaired the spines, and tried to preserve them as much as I could so that you still have the look of these old books that ladies would have sat and held in their hands and read through. I just love these kinds of books. I love the size of them for a journal. They're so perfect in the hand and they feel so good. All right, this one is titled Homestead on the Hillside. It was originally a novel from the early 1900s. You've got a book plate there to put your name on. I've got this lovely digital kit from Liana Scraps. Coffee dyed papers and some very soft lace inside. Old book pages from school books. See, that one's even dated 1917, and this has also been reinforced. You've got one of my Clyde letters inside to read, and you can journal on the back of it. Some lovely floral images here. Another book page here. You can use in your collages or however you want to in the book. Some more lace here from Crafty Me Shop. It's absolutely gorgeous. And here you've got with a rusted owl clip. That's very tight apparently. You've got this coin envelope with some tatted lace and a gem inside the middle of it, and some vintage inner office mailing sealers to play with. I'm not going to try to clip this back in right now. This is an image from a French document. Botanical themed inside. So springy. Here's a lovely image with a frame. It's got stenciling behind it. Doily. I love these book pages. These floral images are so pretty. Here's a lovely little collage here. That little girl is she looks so serious. Another image from a vintage document. Again, you can write on the back of that. Or use that in collage. Fun. More of that soft lace. Some parchment paper. And a pocket with a journaling card that is, the background is vintage wallpaper. Here's another one. I love this bird. I don't know what it is, if it's a partridge or what, but he just cracks me up, his little plump body. This is a vocabulary card. And I am not sure what language it is. A beautiful journaling card. And this double pocket and another journaling card here. And that one is Homestead on the Hillside. The next one we'll go through is Betty. I love this image. Oh, and I should mention that most of the books, except Homestead on the Hillside, does not have book corners. The other two do. So this one measures 5 1/4 wide by 7 3/4 high, and its spine is a little larger. This one has a 1.5 inch spine. It has 116 pages. This one could hold more pages because the spine was larger. I love how these go together. Make sure I'm in frame here for you. Another vintage French document image with a top tuck for you. This image here is from Lorna Taylor, Tailor Made Journals. And coffee dyed papers again. Old book pages. Here's another framed image. She is lovely. Parchment paper. An image from an old book from the 1800s. Merrymaking. Look at this beautiful lace from Crafty Me Shop. And here's another Clyde letter. Another book page here. We've got a journaling card with another image from Tailor Made Journals. More vintage wallpaper with some chiffon ribbon behind it and some netting. This is like netting that would have been on a hat. Another coin envelope with a rusted paper clip and some vintage buttons. And again, the same mailer pieces inside. Another vintage wallpaper card. I love these labels. What I do is I stamp a label onto an old book page. Another image from a vintage document. This document is from an old, a very old. In fact, the book that I have is basically falling apart, but it's an old spelling book. And another vocabulary card, a tag, another journaling card. Aren't these beautiful? So appropriate for spring. And the tulips. And here you go. That one is Betty Zane. Our third and last one is Felix Holt. This one measures 5 inches wide. It's a narrower book, which also makes it really nice to hold. So again, it's 5 inches wide by 7 5/8 inches high. Its spine is smaller of the three. It's 1 3/4, or 1 3/8, excuse me. It has 78 pages. I love this fabric in here. And that fabric is also on the spine with some lace. Some more stenciling with a image of a beautiful lady. More buttons in the greens. Oops, skipping way ahead. Isn't that cute? Oral and written English. This one, because I did have to replace the spine, I used the spine to make a bookmark again. And it has a tassel with, if you're tactile, you're going to love this. It's very soft. Some more tatted lace. Another one of TaylorMade's cards in there. This is another page from that same spelling book. So sweet. This has a card in it with a dried flower inside. Right on the back of it. Another vocabulary card. And this beautiful tag right here with some lace on it. That lace is so delicate. Hope you can see that. It's beautiful. Another top tuck. Another vintage document image. You can tell I'm using up my vintage wallpaper. I want to use it up before it gets damaged, just hanging out in my craft closet. And that is the Felix Holt book. So I hope you enjoyed the flip through. Like I said, you are welcome to go out to the Junk Journal Gems Etsy shop and see if any of these journals suits you. Thanks so much for joining me.